So we're in Clovis, California. We just finished installing a 50-gallon Bradford White natural gas water heater. This is tied into some existing piping that comes from a solar water heater on the roof. None of that is ours, so you can see you've got your, I think on the far left-hand side, that is the relief line. And then this side, I don't know if it's return or supply. Don't know, don't care. I have no idea how those things work. But all this piping is original to the home, I believe, when it was built and the solar system went up on the solar tank went up on the roof. You got a hammer ruster, you got a mixer valve right there. Those two components I know. So hot's coming in from there, and so I guess that's the supply from the roof. And then it goes in that mixing valve. I have no idea if it's functional or not, but it mixes the water and then it sends it over and down to the tank. So what you really have is the water gets heated, it comes down here. If it's not hot enough, you know, the burner is going to come on down there and heat it some more. But in the case of the new installation, what happened is as soon as we open these valves back up and let the water in, the pilot was on for maybe 5 to 10 minutes and then the burner went off. It was full of hot water, and that came from the solar. That was heated day, so it was probably 100, 105 out. So anyways, this is all theirs. All of this you see coming out of the wall and down, tying in all the soldered stuff, all the copper stuff. Existing home galvanized pipe, that's your valve. We can't touch any of that because once we start trying to pull that apart, one or two things happens, or several things happen. Pipes begin collapsing or breaking on the galvanized end. Things start leaking. You got a check valve down low right there. So we just let that alone, and we explained that to the homeowner. So what we've done is come in. We've just replaced the lines. So this is cold in, but it's actually tempered water. What temperature it is, I do not know, because there's a valve there. Apparently, like on the top, you would spin it one way or the other, and it's going to mix hot and cold. However, if you have, let's say you have 120 coming in, 140 coming in, you mix it down with 60-degree groundwater, then it tempers it fine. But if that's 180, 200, you get a different temperature. So again, I don't know anything about that. What we've got here is some Falcon stainless steel connectors. They're not exposed right now. I wanted to insulate it for the inspector. That's all we've got on our cold side right here is just the line that we had. It's a full 3/4 inch inside diameter. And then on the hot side, same thing. And again, this is supply and return, not hot and cold up here. It's just supply and return systems. And that's insulated as well. So it just kind of jumps over the relief valve that came with it, jumps over, and we insulated that as well. This side is where the pump was at. I don't know why. Normally this pump right here, and this is the homeowner's, this is original, not original, but it's original to the installation that was here before we started. So this was piped in right here with some galvanized fittings, a 90, and it went underneath and then over, and it was all hard piped in. What we did, we took it, put some copper in here, some press fist fittings, brought it away from this vent pipe a little bit up, and then we ran over and back in, added an additional valve before it goes back into the hot side of the home. And so that's just a Watts 3/4 inch ball valve that we use all of our water heaters. So leave that on. If you don't leave that on, then it won't recirculate the water and the pump will burn up. If you unplug it and then you need to isolate the home, you can certainly turn that off. And then I don't know if I'd recommend turning this valve at all, because like I say, as soon as you start touching plumbing, that's when it starts failing. So at that point, you might just shut it off at the front of the building, which I believe is on the other side of the garage right here. You just shut the cold water off, bleed it down, shut the hot water off right there. Then feel free to work on this solar portion, which again, I don't know if it needs to be checked out or not, but that's existing. This is the new stuff. You can see everything that's wrapped. That's what we put in. And the pump's on. It's plugged in. That's been running. Didn't get a complaint when we got here first thing in the morning, so I'm assuming it's working correctly. Relief line on the left-hand side coming down from that unit up there. Don't know if it's functional. We do not have insurance to get on roofs. That's part of our agreement. We have a liability policy of $2 million until we get on the roof, and then our rates go up. So we don't get on roofs anymore or in a ditch that's deeper than 4 feet. Plenty. So CPVC, we had a couple of flexible lines in just like here. And then we thought maybe not. Maybe you would like them, maybe you wouldn't. They're full 3/4 inch inside diameter. They're good supply lines, but CPVC is accepted. So we can't have an inspector come out and say, well, we don't like your line even though it's big enough, change it. So we just changed it. We put this in at the end of the day. the other day because we wanted to get it online and get that solar tank emptying because it was piping hot. So CPVC and a union, and then CPVC with a union, which is nice. So you just take it apart, and this stays connected, and this stays part of here. Same thing here. And this just hangs with the rest of the plumbing. CPVC is not heavy pipe. And again, none of that's ours, so it's not strapped. We did give you a ceiling flange here, and then a felt-lined J hanger here, which is commercial, and put that in. So this pump is supported. We just didn't want it hanging over here because all of this is just, it's not block strapped, nothing. And so this was important because we reinstalled this. We want to make sure it's not moving around. So now there's no upward or downward movement. So that's good. This is in. Up here we had some issues. So the roofing was a little tight. The paper was a little tight. And it had some asbestos in there. So we pulled the asbestos out. We cut the roof out, the wood part. We cut the metal back, the paper back. Now you have a full 1-inch clearance around that hole, which is code. This little piece of 2 foot 3-inch B-wall vent is in there, and so we got a nice little bracket here. That's actually for PEX plumbing that we use when we do repipes. But it was sitting there, and we thought that would keep it nice and still. So we got it mounted over here, and then a couple screws in. What that did is just kind of keeps this from taking all the pressure of that vent. There's not a lot of weight, but we wanted to get something in here to help support it. Also, you can see we've got some plumber's tape up there just to keep the pipe pulled this way, away from this wood right here. Okay, so we just want to keep it pulled away. And then also, we don't want it swinging back and forth, so we pulled it that way as well. So anyways, that's just all in there, just to kind of keep this still. Brand new adjustable 90s, single wall pipe, adjustable 90. Down there, 3 screws in each joint, as you can see, even 3 screws up to the dual ball. So that's good for venting. Everything on the top took a while to talk about because there's more than what we normally do. Inspector did let us know that we could tie 2 lines into this existing 3/4. He said you can run 1, you can run 2, or you can just run them into the same one, and we opted just to run them into the same one. So hopefully he's the inspector that shows up, because he's not the only, I believe he's not the only inspector that comes out, or at least they're all on board with being able to tie that together. So that's all good. Upper third adjustable strap by code, lower third adjustable strap by code, and then we gave you a new, we did put a T in here. It's in the code book. Some people don't enforce it, but if you want to enforce it, there it is. 4-inch drop right there, T, and then of course brand new valve, brand new connector over the controller. And then of course when we leave, we always set this to 120. Like I said, when we lit this thing, it was on for 5 minutes. I mean, first we turned the water back on and it filled the tank, and then when we lit this, the burner went off. It was 5 or 10 minutes went by and it went off. Usually it takes about 45 minutes to an hour. So that water was super hot. So solar is working great. This is just as your standard gas tank. It's going to heat the water, and how these 2 units play together, I don't know. So anyways, I think I covered everything. If there's any questions or recommendations, let me know. But otherwise, everything here looks good outside. Its installation is done.